Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
And this is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to the, finger guns.
It's been a minute.
You're listening to the drop. It was very unenthusiastic. That was like the weakest. There you go.
It was like a cap gun.
Yeah. Or a squirt gun. It wasn't even a squirt gun.
Yeah. Wasn't even a super
soaker. It was a drip gun.
Wasn't even a super soaker.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's weird? Like I was just talking to you guys and you seem like the same people I was talking to before we started recording.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Robbie, have you ever talked to someone where they seem different before you recorded?
Yeah, we've had, every once in a while you get a guest like that. I won't go into it, but never mind.
Yes. Starting it off awkward.
Certain guests that will be on the podcast.
What week of grid are we in now?
The third, right? Or second? I don't even know. It's the 14th, so that would be the end of the second week.
Yeah, look at you. You were date shaming me last time, and now you don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, I got back from Charleston yesterday. Still, getting back on the Baltimore time.
Yeah, the problem with this course pace interface right here
is it tiny date?
No, it doesn't even have the date on it. I guess I could change the interface.
Yeah, my date's right at the front.
When you say interface, are you talking about the watch face?
Yeah, but since it's like a digital GPS watch, I would call it an interface rather than a watch face.
The comm system?
Yeah. I mean, would you not call it an interface?
I'm using...
Why? That's like the worst. Why? I don't even know what any of that means.
This is the face, but the background is the interface. Because you can swap it out. You can change it and edit it and adjust it.
Nah.
Yeah, like a face on a watch would just be the standard.
It doesn't change.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
So like it's the face, but the digital part is the interface.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, but interface usually means that you can interact with it.
You can. It has a touch screen.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. By the way, you're getting an hour of interface talk in case
in your face.
We could go an hour on it.
People are fast forwarding and they're still talking about it.
Just so you know.
You know what else happened about grit? We had the party on Saturday.
Yeah, the winter grit party.
Dude, it lived up to being... Last year, we were running in shorts and T-shirts for winter grit.
Was it that warm?
Were we?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I've got photos.
Okay.
Pull up the beautiful bean footage.
Okay.
Last year, we were in short... Like, I was like short sleeves, shorts, I think. And this year, it lived up to winter grit.
Yeah, it was cold, icy,
pretty
snow
miserable.
On the ground.
Snowy. It snowed the night before.
Yeah.
Snow on the trees.
I have to say, I was like, are we going to have anybody showing up today? It's cold. It's gray. There's snow on the ground.
I'll say this. Twice as many people showed up after the run as did for the run.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the run was pretty good. I thought the participation was pretty good. But yeah, definitely the beer and tacos. Mm-hmm. There seemed to be an influx of people. But here's what we also did. Like some run groups you come to and it's like 11 o'clock start and they really start at 11:30. We said 11:30 and we were running at 11:30.
Were we?
Yeah, like it was so cold out. I was just like, because we couldn't get into the brewery before the run.
Yeah, because they're weird about it.
Yeah, it'd be a shame to let somebody use the restroom.
God forbid.
That we're going to use as soon as we get back.
But yeah, they it was at the Ministry of Brewing. We went on the run. I
love this part.
I showed off for everyone. I was running through Patterson Park, and there's a tight path by the boat pond.
Yeah.
The duck pond. And
when you say tight, it's like 4 feet wide?
Probably 6.
Okay.
Probably 8.
Real tight.
It's not as wide as the general paths in Patterson Park. The roads. And so as seems to be the case when I'm running with anyone these days, I edge too far to the side. For like, you would think I learned my lesson by this point.
Do you think you're talking to people so you're not paying attention to where your feet are going?
No, I'm looking at...
Wait, did you fall off the road again?
Yeah, so that's... Spoiler alert. This is what happened at the trials when I tried to let someone go past and stepped off the side of the sidewalk. This happened the week of Christmas, same deal. And it happened again, whereas there's a pothole or whatever, a hole in the path, and landed right in it. I tweaked my ankle, but didn't like roll it. But it was enough to send me to the ground.
I was gonna say you couldn't roll your ankle because you were airborne.
Yeah. So
how many people saw? Everyone?
Oh yeah.
I wish
Thomas
I'd seen
wasn't
it.
there.
I wish I had it on film.
Thomas is narrating it, but he wasn't there. Yeah. But there was enough people, like the whole group behind me. Like, but here's the best thing, and I have witnesses that can account for this. I hit the ground, I banged up both my knees, and then like my skateboarding days came back into play, and I rolled right out of it into my running gait, like without missing a step.
Oh, wow.
Nobody had to stop. It just kept going.
All right.
And then I got back to the brewery, and I like went to change. I was like, oh yeah, I'm bleeding everywhere.
Oh.
Well, that was the best. He pulled up his pants and showed me. I'm guessing he pulled up your pants, not down your pants.
I don't know which time. Was that after 4 beers or before?
Total, but like bloodied both knees.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, you know how the adrenaline's good
I was going to say, that
for
must
an
have
hour?
just kept you going until it didn't.
For an hour, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's kind of everything.
And that's when the
hurts.
beers kick in.
Yeah, and then that carried me the rest of the day, and then Sunday was horrible.
Yeah.
I have to say that I thought in my head, we started, we got back at around noon, and I figured we'd drink for 2 hours in the bar. The vibe was good.
Oh yeah.
Inside that church is just so cool.
Yeah.
We left at like 4:00.
It's like water was being turned into beer nonstop via way of blue tickets.
So did most of the crew stay there all the hours?
Yeah, I think so. Like there was
Right.
I mean, we stayed long enough when I got more than one text about when am I coming home type thing. Which I forgot my wife had a thing that night. So I was like, I'm coming. Just let me be me. and then the worst part is like, it was as soon as I got home, it was the handoff. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is a Chick-fil-A night for sure. But dude, I got one of the best Chick-fil-A sandwiches of my life. It was, and I'm not going to talk about it because when you hit a Chick-fil-A sandwich right, it is awesome. And the only person I texted was Jarrett Weisberg because I knew that he would appreciate it more than anyone.
What did you say?
Oh, I was just like, I got the best it was hot and fresh and had a lot of crunchies on it, and it was extending beyond all sides of the bun. It was like the perfect.
Do you think though that you enjoyed it more because
of the beers?
I mean, it didn't hurt. Yeah. But anyway, so there was like one of those types of days. But I will say that those are the best because once you start feeling it, like at 8 o'clock at night, you're like, well, I'm just going to bed.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're like,
Fine.
good to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a good time.
It was a good time. I would like, it was so much fun. So many people showed up that are part of the Baltimore community. What's interesting now is that like our events provide the backdrop for other people to do kind of like content and stuff. So like there was like some really cool other videos that came out around the event that were pretty
And
neat.
you said people traveled and came here from all over too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the shoegazers from Chicago, Melissa.
And they
Were they wearing Steelers jerseys?
she wore Pittsburgh stuff and she was getting a little crap for it.
Yeah, but not jerseys.
I mean, I don't really care if you're a Steelers fan and you come down to Baltimore because I'm like, you're spending
On the day that we're playing them
I
for the
mean,
playoffs?
You're spending your money here in Baltimore.
And it was like, they were like, we're not going to go to the game because we know
Yeah.
we're going to lose, which fair.
Oh, man.
I don't know though. I will tell you that game. The first half was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The second half, I was like, okay, is it gonna be a win?
It started looking a little dicey.
A little iffy,
but
yeah.
Too close.
Yeah, but yeah, they came down. They obviously missed seeing you.
Yeah. There was Matt, the guy who gifted the books that we talked about.
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
Fritz.
Also another Chicago guy. He came up from Virginia.
That's awesome. Didn't you say people from Minnesota?
Whoa.
I thought you told me that.
Do they apparate here?
Oh yeah, this guy you. who was in town. He does maps for
me.
Yeah, I know. That's what I.
It's like a who's on first type situation.
I literally had to hold myself back, because he's like, "Hi, I'm you."
Imagine hearing that your whole life.
Yeah. Well, you. I don't. I think that he is. He travels to different cities, and he's put together some sort of. I think it's a website that will tell you here's the places to run in each city. Oh. And he's been to all the cities, and he was down in DC and wanted to come to our grit party. And so he came, and he's from Minnesota now, but he's like a foreigner. I think he, this is he's the first person from his family living in the United States.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's traveled around all these cities, and he said that Minnesota was his favorite, and that he runs with Mill City Run. And he said it's incredible. You'll have a 0 degree day, and 200 runners will show up for the regular weekend run.
Yeah, they go hard up there.
Yeah,
no joke.
Bonkers up there.
But he wants to live there.
All right, I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, someone's got to do it,
endorsement.
Right? Yeah, someone's got to live in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, him and Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, as we mentioned, Taylor Bodine, our trail reviewer who couldn't handle it and had to move to Colorado.
Got soft.
Just kidding. But anyways, grit was cool. Good times.
And it's still going on.
Yeah, still logging miles. I feel bad that I missed the party. I went to Charleston to see my family. It was to help watch my nephew / it was my birthday weekend. So
happy birthday.
Kind of meshed together.
By the way, happy birthday to Thomas too. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Well,
is it?
It is.
I thought it was yesterday.
Yeah, well, by the time the podcast comes out, it'll be 2 days old.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. And
so give him a noogie if you ever see him on the street.
Yeah. I still haven't given Robbie his noogie, so I'll have to go back to that. But yeah, grit's going well. How's your mileage going, Meg?
It's good. I had maybe one of the most frustrating runs ever when I was in Charleston. My Coros died. I didn't bring a charger with me. No one in my family had a charger. Mm-hmm. I forgot my headphones. My phone on Strava apparently was on auto pause, so I realized halfway through my run it wasn't tracking anything. So I had no idea the distance. I had no anything, and so I was just out there running.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I don't know how far I've gone. I don't know what time it is.
Would you run if there was no way to measure it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think so. Yeah.
I estimated based on time and.
They used to just do people would have a Timex watch and just do run for an hour.
Yeah.
But I don't think you knew how far you were going.
It also didn't help that this was the morning after the Ravens game. So I stayed up later than I normally do. I was sleeping on a couch and, I had some beverages, so I didn't feel amazing the next morning. And all of that combined with not knowing when, I was like, what am I doing out here?
Sounds like
the
decade of my 20s in one night.
Honestly, when she told me about her watch and that she didn't charge her watch and that the phone wasn't working, I was like, I had to double check that I was not talking to you, Robbie.
Right. I was like, and how is this a weird run? How is this a bad run?
This is not Megan.
Yeah.
That's why I love Coros, is because I don't, almost everything in my life is on 10%, including myself, including my brain. So it's nice to have a watch that lasts for 3 weeks or whatever.
Let's pull up your month to date.
What were you gonna say? And then what?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
What were we talking about?
What'd you do for Charleston?
Oh, I don't know. I think we were just I don't know. It was nice. I got to run along the beach though, and it was actually quite cold down there, but compared to here, it was refreshingly cold. So it was 30s and sunny sometimes. Okay. One morning it was cloudy and raining, but
yeah.
All right, pull up your year to date on your Strava.
Right, this year to date?
Yeah.
Do I have to?
It's 14 days. Month. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah.
It's just grit.
I'm telling you what, I haven't been that gritty this grit. Gonna embarrass myself here. I was gonna run 20 miles today. Don't worry.
I'm gonna run 20 miles later today.
Cara, you pull yours up too. You've been running, right?
Yeah, I'm with Robbie on this one.
I will say, to be fair, there were some complications involved, so including my fall and being sick and other things. So
and blowing out the 15-mile run right off the bat.
Yeah,
your mileage can't be that bad.
It's not great. Okay, so what do you want me to say, Thomas?
You don't have to say it if you're not if you're uncomfortable.
No, that's fine. I'll say it.
What are you at for grit?
What are you at? You already have yours up.
I'm at 83.1.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
Okay. I mean, I'm just following my
Same.
I'm following my training from I'm not. My goal isn't necessarily a certain distance. I'm following my training, getting ready for London. So I'm just doing the training.
I'm at like 45.
All right. So you're going to get your, what's the narwhal
50.
soon?
Yeah.
What are you making?
115.3.
Yeah. See, I knew she was going to. Well, you'll automatically get 300 this month.
No,
right?
I don't think so because I haven't been doing 70-mile weeks. And that's normally what I'm doing.
How many weeks are there in January? 5 this time?
I'd say, I don't know. I think you'd like divide the radius by pi or something.
That's definitely how it works.
Let's see here.
You mean how many like?
Yeah, we have.
Do you mean how many weekends for long
We
runs?
basically have 2 more weeks, or actually almost 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
No, the last weekend,
I mean,
the 31st of January is a Friday.
Yeah. So we have till this Friday.
We have 2 more
The
weekends.
next Friday.
yeah, I mean,
and the next
2.5
Friday.
weeks basically. But
Where it's Tuesday.
do you do long runs on Fridays?
I usually do. My coach has me doing workouts on Fridays right now.
Yeah, but the nice thing is when grit has 5 weekends in it because you get 5 long runs.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case this time.
Well, long runs are happening on Friday,
I guess so.
31st.
I mean, you've been going out with the CDL group.
I did. This past Friday morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that run.
Yeah, it's a nice way to get out the door on a Friday morning, just to have someone to run with.
And you have time to get back and get the boys ready for school and stuff.
Yeah.
Does that still end at the little bakery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cafe de Leon. All right, first check-in. I know Grit is trying to get you out there. We're trying to help you motivate to get out on the streets, but it's okay if you hate it. It's okay to dread putting on clothes to go outside or putting it on to get on the treadmill in the middle of the winter and you can't see that goal line of a marathon or a race and you're just like, why am I doing this to myself? It's okay to feel that way. But the best feeling is when you feel that way and you still go out and run and then you feel awesome afterwards. So just suck it up.
But yeah, so that's where Grit's at.
Yeah, there's some people doing some insane miles. I don't think you should be concerned with your mileage at all because you're not going to win. There's people who already have 200, 300 miles.
Oh yeah.
Or 5. Is there somebody with 500 or something?
Not yet. No.
All right.
That would be actually. I think that would be impossible.
Carl, did you check your mileage? All right, that's pretty good. 58.
Oh, so Carl's beating me. Yeah.
More than I thought, so yeah.
All right, Carl's happy.
50. What'd you say? 58.
58.
Not bad. Not bad.
0.3. Don't forget the 0.3.
I would count that. For
Yeah,
sure.
someone has 273 miles right now.
Wow.
So that's 14 days into Grit.
Who is
I
it?
really like that the top 3 are females.
Really?
Yeah.
What are their? Give them a shout out.
Mara Murphy Cousins,
Okay, I like it.
Mari Murphy.
Lila Goodr.
Mara Murphy sounds like your pseudonym, Meg. Is it?
It's not.
No.
No.
Sounds like another name for you.
And then Christina. Okay, people in there.
Oh, is that Schroederlup or something?
Yeah,
Yeah. She's
I'm
always in
sorry.
the top. I never know how to say her name.
Sheldrup.
Not gonna work here anymore.
I mean, Helen that's shipping out all the packages, her last name still goes Kaimulera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways to pronounce it. I still have trouble.
I'm pretty sure there's only one way to pronounce it.
No, because there's 2 sides of her family,
it's
and the
Chimney.
Italian side does one pronunciation.
Helen.
And the American, yeah.
I think it's Chimulera, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It sounds like a.
I think it's Chimulera or something.
It sounds like something
Italy.
from Greek mythology that you don't want to encounter
Yeah,
in the
like
middle
if
of an
you
Odyssey.
unlock it.
Yeah. Like if you're on the high seas, like Odysseus, and you see that thing.
You see they're making a movie of that?
I did, yeah.
I'm excited.
Is it Christopher Nolan?
I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah. Batman. Odyssey.
I mean, it has the potential to be cool, right? It has to be.
Oh, yeah. I think we're at the stage of special effects and stuff that it can finally be told in a way that will be exciting.
And I was
screen.
trying to see who the actors for that, because I saw like a list of who was going to be in it. Oh, Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya.
Tom Holland and Zendaya, they got to be in the
Robert
same movies.
Pattinson. I do love Robert
That
Pattinson.
actually, that usually,
too.
Doesn't that usually ruin a movie though?
Which one?
When like a couple is in it?
They're in
Yeah.
all the same movies together.
Yeah.
No, I mean Spider-Man, yeah, but that's the origin story. It's like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie did movies together and they were bad.
Oh, yeah. What was the one they did? Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Smith, yeah. Wait, you like Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Okay, wouldn't have thought that.
I mean, he was great. I thought he was pretty good in Batman. And in the...
I thought you were going to say Twilight.
What's the Lighthouse? It's the Lighthouse, right?
Yeah.
He was awesome in that.
What about Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah, obviously Twilight too. That's top of the list. I went to see the new Bob Dylan. I wanted to see the new Bob Dylan movie, but I have not yet.
Do you listen to Bob Dylan?
Yeah, I used to be like pretty
Oh, I saw
obsessed with him back in my college
I
days.
saw the Bob Dylan movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
No
You
way.
did? When did you see the Bob Dylan movie?
On an airplane when we were flying back from Europe or something.
Wait.
No,
No.
no.
That's a
No,
different one.
no, I'm not. I'm thinking of Bob Marley.
It's the times they are
Timothée Chalamet as Bob Marley. That you did.
I didn't
More
hear
people would be
that.
mad about that than the Mermaid movie, Little Mermaid.
I just imagine like
Dude, they should do that on Saturday Night Live.
I can just imagine like Bob Dylan on stage. No woman, no cry.
Okay, Robbie's doing impressions there. That's not bad.
The times they are a changing, man.
I didn't even know there was a Bob Dylan movie. Turns out.
Oh man.
There is a Bob Marley one though,
I did know that.
with Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, yeah. So, anyways, that's I was okay. Well, what was your review of that movie? Was it good?
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't.
literally thinking of a dreaded out Timothy Chalamet. I can't.
I didn't
Did you
really.
say jetted out?
Dreaded out.
Oh,
Just long dreads on Timothy
Dude.
Chalamet.
back when I was in college and in high school, there was a lot of kids with hacky sacks growing dreadlocks that you're just like, come on.
Oh yeah.
Wearing those pants, you know, the pants that were like had the
patchwork.
they kind of had the patterns in them and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, A Complete Unknown. Is that the movie you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Like I'm not a huge Bob Dylan music fan. So like I'd probably see it just because I think he'd be an interesting story, but like I'm not buying the soundtrack. And apparently Timothy sang and
Yeah. It
performed.
seemed like he. I heard he did a good job.
Did you see it?
No, I wanted to see it in the theaters over Christmas, but just never got around to it.
Did
So,
you watch any of the Golden Globes?
I did not. I'm not like an awards show type
What movie
person.
did I go to with Theo?
Sonic 3?
Yeah, Sonic.
Was that what I just saw?
Yeah.
Wow. Must
Yeah.
have been very memorable.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So 1 out of 5.
Timothée Chalamet was also.
The Bob Marley One Love movie looks. Was it good?
It was good. It was pretty sad.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about his life actually, so
He
it was
dies at
interesting.
the end.
I just
We
killed.
talked about it on here because remember I was saying how he died of a rare cancer and I
Yeah.
didn't even
The CIA killed him.
know.
I feel like that's something that would happen. But yeah, no, it was sad that he did die.
So young, which is weird because when I picture him in my mind, I feel like he's like an older soul. So I feel like he's like an older guy.
Plus, when you started listening to him, you were probably like 13.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I forgot. He was actually had an assassination attempt.
Yeah, he got
robbing
That
his
many
house.
people thought was the CIA. So I wasn't making that up.
He got shot like straight in the chest.
Yeah.
Why would the CIA want to take out Bob Marley?
It was just part of their destabilization of the Jamaican government. So, which they've done in many countries throughout the world. So it's not that surprising.
Robbie's next.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Come at me. Don't tread on me. No, for real though. What were you talking about aside from Bob Marley? Oh, Shelby Houlihan's back in the news.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, what we were talking about before you get to
I
Shelby.
was trying to get to running just for a little bit.
Okay, before we get back, we were actually talking about the top 3 women because we couldn't pronounce their names, and then it went down
the
You mean
stuff.
Grit? Yeah.
So while we're on that subject, I think, look at, I'm doing your job, Megan. While we're on that, we should probably, did we announce the winners from last week's contest and talk about what's going on now and then what's going to happen next?
We didn't, but I don't know if we have their names. But we did each week for Grit, we're doing contests. Last week was
It's a contest within the contest.
yeah, like costume, show your best costume while you're running. And we had some good ones for that. I think we did talk about we talked about the costumes.
Okay.
And then we did beard. We're doing beard/face sickles for this round, which is like true winter grit.
Yeah.
Getting it frosted tips.
Did you see that, like, we're getting another polar vortex coming?
Yeah, don't talk
Man,
about
how
it.
many vortexes can there be in 1 month?
I don't know, but they showed like, hey, this is all this cold air that's over Siberia that's going to just float right over the, I guess the.
Can we just get a big fan and blow it away or something?
They tried that. That's what all those things. That they said it was windmill energy, but it was really to blow the cold air away. Cool.
Windmill energy, is that like a Lizzo song?
Yeah.
So, all right.
For sure.
We're okay, so vortexes are coming. Oh yeah, so we're doing the beard sickle challenge.
Yep.
And then we're doing, so that would have ended Wednesday by the time this podcast comes out. And then we're doing a pet photo challenge. People love their pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
You guys have Ralphie.
I've been doing the Ralphie report.
I think people are sad that Ralphie hasn't been on the chair. But
He's here, but he gets all tangled in wires and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a
tangled
whole
up in
thing.
blue wires.
I mean, this is a big month for him. He's doing Ralphie report pretty much every day. So
You know, he can't be on the clock all the time.
That's true. You don't want to, it's like a child star. You don't want to like
right.
be abusive or anything in that regard.
he's only allowed to film for a certain number of hours a day. But
With
yeah.
the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild only allows him on camera.
You would think he loves Grit because he gets special attention each day where I film the Ralphie report.
He seems pretty disinterested.
Yeah, he'd rather not.
Oh man. All right. What were you looking up, Meg?
Well, you mentioned Shelby's back.
Oh yeah.
In the news. Wanted to get your take on her. I'm sure you both read her Instagram post.
I haven't, but I saw that Chipotle stock is spiking in the barbacoa department or whatever.
Yeah, is it?
No.
Well, yesterday, which was the 13th of January, she posted that her 4-year ban is up.
That's crazy.
It's been 4 years.
It's crazy
already?
how
Yeah.
time flies, man. When you're doping, it just goes like that.
I don't think she feels the same way. But yeah, it's very interesting because, I mean, will we ever know what happened?
Yeah.
I don't.
We know what happened.
What happened?
Chick was taking steroids. She got caught.
It's like, I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say.
The fact
but
that she wrote, this was the only part that I was like, why would you even include that? Is she said,
I've stopped eating burritos.
no, it was about burritos though. Oh, she said, I still have no real answers for what happened 4 years ago. Was it the meat in a burrito? Possibly. Could it have been something else entirely? Absolutely.
Like steroids.
I mean, it's just so crazy. You know what? I want to believe like X-Files style all about this, but man, like, because it does seem crazy. Who would actually go to that extent? If you were coming back, I just feel like you would just be like, I'm back. Like, whatever.
I wouldn't even
Right.
come back.
Not even talk about it.
Right.
I just go and win like local 5Ks and stuff. Just drop everybody.
Clean up on the 5K, local 5K circuit.
I feel like running 3 5Ks a day.
She even went on to say, I don't know with any certainty what happened, but some things that I have seen are inconsistencies in standards and protocols, a lack of transparency, and a lack of accountability within the anti-doping governing bodies. Unfortunately, the athletes and the sport seem to be the ones to suffer.
I mean, either way, I hope, that she figured out.
If you're lining up against her, though, is it going to be weird?
I don't think so, because it's not like it would be insane for her to, if she were to do it again.
There's absolutely no way she can.
Look, she served the punishment. I mean, at the end of the day, she did serve the
ban.
Punishment that was there.
Yeah.
And look, I don't, I'm joking around about whether or not she was doping. I have no idea whether or not she was doping, but it does sound like in the sport, it's a bigger problem than people want to admit.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly, Kara Goucher's been in the front saying, hey, anti-doping stuff for a while.
I'd be a little more, the problem is also within the Nike ecosystem, which everyone knows. It's at this point, it's common knowledge that all the athletes were dipping their toes into gray areas, or maybe not the athletes, but the trainers or whoever. Maybe it wasn't even that the athletes, not who even knows.
Here's the thing. That's what was kind of like insinuated, I felt like, in some of the books and stuff that I've heard about the doping, is that a lot of times maybe athletes weren't aware of what was happening.
Yeah.
But even so, like, even in Kara's books, the trappings were around. She was seeing like paraphernalia. She was seeing, the testosterone bottles around, the needles. She was seeing all the stuff. You've got to assume.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to believe it, but that's like wondering if your partner's an alcoholic and there's empty liquor bottles in the garbage can.
Right. Well, I don't know, but I never saw this post on her Instagram, but it's her holding up a beer can while this car flies off a cliff and like demolishes. So yeah, I'm back on her side. That was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. That's like, yeah. All right. Yeah, she didn't do it. I'm Team Shelby. Let's do this.
Was she on? Was that thing where they drove a bunch of cars off the cliff?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. I want to be there.
Why did they do that?
It's just entertainment.
America, because it's America.
Okay.
That might be Canada.
It was in Alaska.
Okay, that's Alaska.
That's still part
Canada.
of America.
I mean,
it's Canada.
Yeah.
It's kind of America.
You know what? I'm on her team. I switched sides. Let's do this.
Right. We'll see what she toes the line at next.
What do you think about Charlotte Pardue going from
she's
Adidas to Puma?
Puma now.
Which I think that's a crazy jump, because that's like rivalry.
You mean they're like right next door to each other?
Like the two brothers built it.
Yeah, what do you do? Just cross the street and say, I'm here?
Yeah.
Adidas was getting rid of some stuff. We'll take that. Yeah, just put it right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for her. I think it's a fresh start, and it'll be fun to see what she can do with Puma. Puma's doing some cool stuff right now. I think the campaign they're doing with the 3 minutes, what is it called?
Oh, the Project
3? Yeah. I think that's a really cool idea.
I promised them I would post something on our website about that today.
It's
probably need to do that.
So basically what they're doing is
so a $3,000 cash prize will be awarded to any Project 3 participant who breaks their marathon PB by 3 minutes, as well as $3,000 for the fastest male and female Project 3 runners.
And also if you're...
this is in the 2025 Boston and London marathons.
Yes.
I should say that.
So you already have to have a bib for one of those races, and you have to have a marathon time under 3:10.
Right.
But if you have those two qualifications, you can apply under this program. And it sounds like they're going to not only kit you out for the race, but you kind of get like the pro athlete experience.
That's cool.
Which, I mean, how often do you get to do that? That sounds really cool.
In a way, it's like piggybacking off of what Tracksmith did with the amateur program.
Sure, yeah.
But
well, Nike also had the women's program.
The Dreamweavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
the $3,000 cash prize, that ain't nothing.
Right.
Like that's.
And your trip comped and stuff like that.
I feel like they could have said $300, and I would have probably would have got them too.
Yeah, but if you are someone who has a bib and wants to apply to that, it's online. You can just go to puma-project3.com and fill out an application, and maybe you'll get selected.
Second check-in. How's your hands doing? They cold? Did yours warm up after like a mile like mine do? It takes like, I go out the door and they feel fine, then they get cold, and then about a mile and a half in, they heat back up. I hope your fingers are feeling a little warmer now as you get into your run. And I mean, second check-in, if you're running, you should be pretty good right now with the fingers. But if not, man, get yourself a better pair of gloves.
All right, guys. Element is still a sponsor of this podcast, but for a limited time, they're offering their chocolate medley.
Ooh, that sounds pretty delicious.
You know, it's not like you're not going to put that in your bubbly water.
No.
You could.
Could you?
You
Okay.
could.
You want it heated up, I think.
Yeah, some hot water with either the chocolate mint, the chocolate chai, or the chocolate raspberry.
I've heard it's pretty good in coffee too.
You could also put it in your coffee.
Okay.
Would you do it before your run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some hot coffee, some chocolate medley.
I do like a mocha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Also, our offer is still available. So you can go to element.com/thedrop and get a free Element sample pack.
Do you know if the sample pack would have this chocolate in it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
there you go.
So go get them and enjoy.
Is it everyone that applies or just certain?
As long as you have those two criteria. No, not everyone gets in.
Okay.
I don't think. I think it's like an application and then
Okay.
like I don't know how many people they're picking.
I wonder how much. So you know how social media in those kind of selection processes, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, whoever they pick has to have also a social media following. Do you think that's gonna still be the case in the future? I feel like that almost doesn't matter as much anymore.
What does it matter if you have a social following or not?
Yeah, like here's an example. So they were talking about this in that podcast, the Matter of Brand podcast,
Yeah.
where they interviewed the woman who manages
Reagan.
Yeah, who manages, which I didn't realize she managed literally every Instagrammer in the space. But they were talking about how Burberry did that campaign where they just featured fans of the brand, you know? So they had this like older couple who basically like bought like Burberry their whole life, like it's their like whole wardrobe. But they don't have like an Instagram following. They have like 500 followers on Instagram or something like that. But they still feature them for a campaign.
But the difference in that
Yeah.
is that you're using Burberry's audience. So that's more of highlighting a customer.
Like the people that
using
they're highlighting aren't
Yeah.
a highlight. It's a nice story
Right.
that Burberry is using to
And Burberry
promote.
has a huge audience, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But you can't take like
I know what you're saying.
someone with no audience and expect that to translate into people.
But do you think that matters as much still? Like,
Yeah, I think
they
you're talking
pick-
about two different types of campaigns.
It is, but I almost feel, yeah. But I wonder if that's what I'm kind of trying to get at is the Project 3, is that a way to get back to more sports than just influencer types?
I think it's a couple things. I think Puma's trying to position themselves as a race day shoe and as a race day choice. Mm-hmm. So if you look at it from a marketing perspective, I would look at it first off, Puma's aligning itself, like it's getting a lot of press for this, and aligning itself as a top performing thing. And they're saying people 310 and above. So they're clearly going for performance.
Yeah, right.
They're saying this is a choice in a shoe that can get you that 3-minute PR.
Yeah.
So in our shoe, you can achieve even faster times. So it's a performance lineup. Now, the application, I will almost guarantee that the application process is going to involve some sort of vetting as far as how many followers that person has. Like,
can you?
Yeah, there's social media links, Instagram, TikTok, Strava, if you're affiliated with a run club, your background story. And I do think those things are extremely important, but I feel like in this case, depending on how they are collecting content, if Puma is putting out these stories, again, they have the audience. This is like a good, feel-good story that they can put out in their gear, whereas it's not as dependent on like the person who's running this race to have a big social following.
I'd say equivalently, or an equivalent would be if you look at Tracksmith, or not Tracksmith, Bandits, for the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
The unsigned athletes.
Yeah.
And they put them up.
Right.
That's a great story for Bandit. Bandit did all the PR stuff. Other channels saw it and picked it up and pushed it out. So the actual athlete, their social following didn't matter as much.
Right.
Because the news and Bandit promoting it.
But again, I think best case scenario would be someone with an incredible social following, and not even like a huge one, but maybe like a very dedicated or like very engaged audience. And then you have the third party endorsement storyline with the brand storyline.
Yeah.
But to your point though, I know people who have very large Instagram accounts who get very little
engagements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
yeah, it's Instagram. I feel like Instagram, especially now, maybe 5 years ago, it was a different story, but I feel like now the follower count does not accurately reflect value.
Sure.
Because it's not, before when you had a lot of followers, you got a lot of engagements. It was like pretty reciprocal, but now it's like, it's dependent on so many things, and it's not, and you know the algorithm is only showing that to however many smaller percentage of people.
I think unless the piece of content you put out finds itself into the Discover feed, it doesn't necessarily go viral unless you do have a very engaged large following.
It is crazy because, you know, in that same podcast they were talking about Strava, and it is crazy how much value there could be in Strava.
Right.
Because how many followers do you have on Strava, Meg? Like 10,000, or I mean
6,500.
6,500. It's like that. Someone with 6,500 on Strava where their run shows up, and you could put advertising or like a reel or a video or anything on that feed, or find a better way so that when you auto scroll through your activities, a video pops up.
Yeah.
Strava could do so many crazy stuff with that.
How about
platform.
this? Just have it be easy to reply to someone who leaves a comment.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like that would right there, the value, like it.
The social interaction
Where do you
capabilities
find how many
are really
followers
bad.
you
It's
have?
just go to your profile.
It's so insane to me that Strava has a social media platform that is not a social media platform.
Right.
Like, it is a social media platform, but they do everything not to make it one, which is crazy.
Interestingly enough, when Daily Mile was around, it was I used to call it like the Facebook for runners.
Yeah.
And 5,427. And it was an interactive place. And they did stuff like I used to do challenges there where I would be like, okay, I would pick out somebody and be like,
right,
for Robbie this week, run and find a piece of trash and post a picture. And you could do it. And what I would do is then I would be like, okay, the person that interacted the most or the person that did it, I'd be like, the next week's challenge will be named after you or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So we used to do all sorts of stuff like that. There was, you could comment and respond and all that stuff. The only problem was that you upload like a workout.
Yeah.
And people would comment on it and like it and stuff like that. And then you almost felt obligated to, now I've got to like their workout and comment on their workout.
Which is kind of how Strava is too, in that degree.
Yeah, I'm less like, I'll go on and if I see somebody's workout, I'll double tap. But no, this one became almost like a responsibility. And so that's where it kind of got weird. And then you saw people who were doing like almost like bots where they figured out a way to like, either they were just copy and pasting the same comment on it. Oh, great workout on everybody. And you're like, you'd see it.
Yeah. But it's like, so Strava, the interface, you know how when you scroll through Instagram, there's like, you'll get
an ad,
or if through Facebook, you'll have like a preview of other accounts and stories within there.
Yeah.
Or reels, I mean. And so it's like Strava could, if they leverage video into their platform, they could do reels and engagements and have you follow other people. It's just, and have those things in between. Do they even have ads in between? It's just so weird to me.
Their form of ads are the challenges.
Yeah, I think they only do the paid challenges.
I mean, I guess I appreciate that in a way,
right.
but
the interesting thing would be if you did like creators like Ben Johnson. Mm-hmm. You see him on his treadmill doing his run or whatever. So if you didn't know him and you were scrolling through and like you said, they had a section of like almost like a discovery.
Like a discovery, yeah.
And you see, okay, hey, this guy's doing, he's running these paces. I'm interested in what he's doing.
Yeah.
And go through. Aaron Azar would kill it on like a Strava.
Oh yeah.
You know, especially for new runners, like recommend her for like, you know, people getting into it. And
right.
Stuff like that. I think it would be amazing. But
it would also be cool if you could like follow like people who had similar PRs and you guys could like
see their training and stuff. Yeah. There's so many it's, I don't know. And instead you get dark mode every 2 years or something. Like, I don't know.
What a treat.
Whatever.
I like dark mode.
I mean, it's good, but it's like, that's also something that it's like one line of JavaScript 7 years ago could have done.
Yeah.
But
here we are.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think there's a lot of untapped potential in some of those things that, I don't know, just aren't leveraged. I feel like we do a good job. We're like one of the few, which is weird, is we're one of the few
posting to
who
Strava?
do post to Strava or like kind of leverage it. Oh yeah, I should probably stop.
I mean, we have 15,000 people in our Strava group.
But it's like, so
club.
the toolbox is so limited. It's like you have a flathead screwdriver and one Allen wrench, and that's it.
Everything's
to work with.
It's a hammer and everything's a nail.
Yeah, yeah, everything's yeah. So, anyways,
I don't know. I used like, do you even track your shoes on it?
No, that's why people make fun of me, because I have the ASIC Nova Blast 3 with like 5,000 miles
See,
on
I
it.
just
Because
do
mine just says
unlisted shoe.
unbranded. Yeah.
yeah, I guess I could do that too, but I'm even too lazy just to do that. I just type in the shoe that I'm wearing during my activity.
I think it's a phenomenal tool if you're not doing what we do. But because like, so for example, this week, there would be a lot of Bondi, you know, to get the miles on the Bondi, and then, you know, you move on to the next shoe. So for me, it's not like, my list started just getting way too long. And then you can retire shoes, but it's like...
Here's the thing. If they just alphabetized it or put it in an order of some way that was easy to find, I would do it.
Yeah.
But they don't.
And
wait, you would track your shoes?
Yeah.
But...
You have to like, on the tiny screen, you have to scroll through like
but
all
I'm
the
saying,
shoes.
why would you track your shoes?
So that I know how many miles I have on them. I do track my race shoes.
there you go.
Especially the Alpha Fly ones, because I had several pairs of them and I wanted to know when to retire
See,
them.
that makes sense. But for our trainers, we do like 20 miles.
That's why I don't,
30 miles. And I'm like, I'm going to put that in there. It's going to sit there for most shoes. I'm not going back to them after.
Yeah, I'm not managing that list. There's no way.
Yeah.
I can barely manage a grocery list, let alone a grocery list for peanut butter and jelly, let alone a Strava list of shoes.
If they were smart, they'd create an AI thing. You just take a shot of your shoes, you know, post run with your watch, and it would automatically.
Well, that's the thing. And brands could then be like, pay to highlight a space where people are running in their shoes, and it just collects those photos and puts them in a gallery, you know, like a feed or whatever.
Strava did release a
I was just
thing
thinking
about
that.
the shoes, the number one shoes. It was kind of surprising, like, because we think of like certain brands.
According to Strava's 2024 year in sport trend report, the Nike Pegasus was the most worn running shoe among users. The Hoka Clifton and Asics Gel Nimbus were the second and third most worn running shoes, respectively.
I wouldn't have thought it was a Pegasus, but I would have thought it would be a Brooks.
That's what I'm saying.
Hoka Clifton checks out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about Peg,
Clifton
like,
definitely checks out.
if you're a casual runner,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, what's the Nike daily train shoe? Oh, it's $120, whatever. All right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I really wish they could have told us which Pegasus. Like, is everyone wearing 3-year-old models?
That's probably true too. Yeah.
No one's wearing the new one, right? If you're wearing the Pegasus, you're not wearing the 41.
That's a good
few
question.
people are. I mean, but for the top 24, I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's probably the previous.
Never thought about that.
Or
Well, I don't think you thought about any of this 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. No, most stuff in my head I didn't think about 10 minutes ago.
yeah, but also, how many of these people put one shoe in there and then like you
leave it?
Like, can you imagine how many miles they think that you have on a pair of Nova Blasts?
Do you ever get the
Throwing the
do you ever get the
stats off.
message that's
Let me see how
like
many
you've
it
got
has.
this
Oh,
many?
yeah.
Yeah, it's time to retire your
time to get new shoes.
7,800 miles later.
I report that as spam every time. Is there a way to look at the gear that you have?
Yeah. Oh, on your computer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to your settings,
My profile.
and then gear.
And then, settings and gear?
Yeah. It's a weird.
All right. I'll try that. Carry on.
All right.
Speaking of gear, is there anything cool you've been wearing in the winter?
Oh, wait. I did find it. Oh, it says that I have 3,000 miles on my A6 Nova Blast 3.
Yeah.
That's good. Across the country. That was one of your favorites.
I don't even think I wore that shoe for more than 40 miles, honestly. Whatever. Oh, for a while I had a Topo Athletic trail shoe on there for some reason. I had 1,000 miles on it. That's hilarious. All right.
Now, Robbie wore. We already talked about Robbie wearing the jumpsuit. What is something that you've been using this winter that you've been enjoying?
As far as winter gear, the jumpsuit. I mean, I always just like. Man, it's tough to say.
I'm still swearing by mittens. I can't go back to gloves if it's under 30. I'm in mittens.
Yeah, I've got those Tracksmith NDO gloves.
Yeah.
That have the double glove, which is weird because now they have the finger glove that goes in it, but this one's a double glove.
Yeah,
and I kind of like the double glove.
I like the double glove, but it's for me. I'm like, I'm gonna lose at least one of these within the next week. There's just no question.
Yeah, but then you can just stick another glove underneath it.
I guess so. But I don't think they make it anymore, but the Smart will have these convertible gloves that are
I like the
that are the
convertible
best.
ones.
That are my favorites ever.
Say Sky has a decent one, and then OR.
Outdoor Research.
Yeah, they have a really good one.
Apparently, you can still get these. I don't think they're sold on Smartwool's site, but I think you can get them on Zappos. The Active Fleece Wind Mitten. Still my probably favorite glove I've owned.
All right, and we've been touting the Carhartt gloves, but there's an issue.
With a caveat.
What's the caveat? I like mine.
You have a different kind,
Oh.
It has to be super cold.
like 14.
I would even say below 10 or maybe.
You're saying your hands sweat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when your hands sweat,
What happened?
first off, they don't dry because you can't pull the liner out. So
Oh, if you put your hand inside when
You
they
know what I
were
would do?
dry the next day?
You know that ion thing?
yeah.
Just slip it on there.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I have done that. We have like a shoe dryer type situation.
Yeah.
But Carl doesn't have that, and his just...
I actually do have that. I just have
No, Carl's just lazy.
Carl
He does
said
have
his
that.
smells like a pack of hot dogs.
Ew.
Yeah, left in the trunk in July, over weekend in July. Got too drunk at the July 4th party, forgot to take the dogs out.
Jeez.
That's what the glove smells like. It's Spinal Tap's next album.
There was a guy-
Smell the Carhartt glove.
When I was in college, there was a guy who played pickup basketball.
Yeah.
And he had an RX-7 or something, like a small Mazda. And he would just throw his workout stuff in the back of the car. And it's like he just left it there until it accumulated enough that I guess he would take it to the laundry.
Okay.
And you would get in that car and
Inside the car?
Yeah, and it was one of those ones that had the big window.
Yeah, I know what
So
you're
the
talking
trunk could get heat and sunlight through there.
Uh-huh.
You would when you needed a ride or something, you knew that you were getting in that car and it just smelled like a jar of mayonnaise.
Ew.
Another. Do you think? Wait, what's worse, jar of mayonnaise or a pack of hot dogs?
Jar mayonnaise.
Curdled mayo or
Curdled mayo.
Dude, it was sour, like your eyes watered.
So gross.
have you? It's like when you live next to like a chicken farm in the summer or
Pig farm?
Yeah, or a sewage plant in Dundalk where it always smells over there.
Dude, I don't understand that. Like I'm driving, I'm 3-4 miles away from that thing, and it smells like you just walked into someone's bathroom right after them.
Oh yeah, I don't understand. I guess you get used, or like the paper mill in Amelia Island.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like,
It's bad.
how do paper mills smell so bad? I don't even understand that part.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But do you think I'm assuming if you live there, you just don't even smell it anymore. It's like
That's the thing though. Like imagine having guests over, or
You're desensitized.
or like when you leave your house and your clothes smell like a bar. Instead, it would smell.
That's like smokers who don't like.
Yeah.
If you live in a house where
That's
there's
true.
smoke, you don't smell it anymore, and you walk out, and then
that is crazy. I will say after you quit smoking, it was wild. Like I could never smell cigarette smoke, and then after you quit for a year or something, you could smell it a half a mile away or like so far away.
Yeah.
It was pretty weird.
I sent you a cigarette meme yesterday.
Which one was it?
It was
The
cigarettes
Mad
with
Men
protein.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cigarettes with protein.
Dude, it'll
We're
come
back, baby. Let's go. Me and Carl are buying them by the cartons.
Dude, I'm lifting these days. I need my cigarettes.
oh yeah, are you guys still on track with all of your weightlifting?
Yeah. Although Thomas is being sneaky and going 3 days a week now.
I didn't know that was sneaky. I'm
He's
like,
always been doing that.
yeah,
Oh, for real?
yeah. Since the go.
All right.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm afraid I'll get injured if I start doing that, but I want to.
So what's your schedule?
Well, Mondays and Fridays.
Okay.
I'm surprisingly.
Or Mondays and Thursdays.
I thought I would do it for maintenance, and I thought I would do it out of obligation.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love it.
No, I do love it. That's the problem is that I might just quit running.
Become bodybuilders.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I like it for the running too.
Oh, okay. I like it as a substitute.
Yeah. What was
kidding.
nice is the guy
In the wintertime, at least.
the guy who trained me, he, like we were talking and he's like, yeah, I run like a mile a day. I was like, oh, what shoes do you wear? And he was like, it was like a 990 or something. It was like the
Air Monarch.
it was a New Balance, but it was, not one
Yeah.
anybody's
Not a running
running.
shoe.
And I was like, dude, what size shoe are you? And he happens to be my size. So I was like, I'm bringing you a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought him a brand new pair of shoes. And he told me yesterday that he went down to run with his son. And he did a 10-minute PR on his 5K.
Dude,
A 10-minute PR on a 5K?
that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, he ran. Well, I mean, he's not a runner. He's a weightlifter.
Yeah.
His original 5K was like a 40-minute.
Yeah.
And he dropped it down to 30 minutes.
Oh.
So.
That's amazing.
What's the
Yeah.
what? Can you say what shoe it was?
Yeah, the 1080 V14. I had
Okay.
like 3 pairs.
Yeah.
So I was like, here's one.
Yeah, that's good.
And he's in love with it.
Yeah.
But
Imagine get the guy in a super shoe.
Yeah.
Let's-
Get him on the review. 15 out of 50.
we got dude, he's like, these are amazing. He's like, they feel so good. I just want to run. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the whole point. He's like, that's what we do. So people
Enjoy running.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Final check-in. All right. This podcast went on for a while. So if you're still here on this check-in, man, thank you. And hopefully you're enjoying your run or your drive or whatever you're doing right now. And maybe you had a couple laughs. So I'm going to let you get back to the show.
No, I do like the gym a lot. I think it's nice doing something different. Like I said, I think I said this on the podcast before. You're like in an environment where conducive to that type of thing. Although, if I may Larry David a little bit, the whole dropping the weights thing. All right, do we have to do this? On the deadlifts, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, do I need to bring earplugs to the gym because
People are dropping weights.
I think that it's the same thing as like the people that grunt when they lift.
Oh, and then if you get both of them at the same time, it's like, what's happening here?
Did you ever play? You played tennis?
Yeah.
You remember the people
That
would
was
be
so
like,
weird.
Yeah.
and you're like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's a tennis ball.
Who was the worst? Oh, Maria Sharapova. She was the worst at that.
Or the best.
Yeah. But then so do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
We were there last night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, can't you just go the extra inch to just like kind of set it down.
Is it possible that you're looking for attention for, hey, look how much weight I'm lifting here. It's so heavy, I have to drop.
Yeah. By the way, what I'm looking at, I don't know if that's heavy or not. I'm not.
Well,
most of the people in that gym I probably don't even have no idea.
It's the mix of plates. You got those ones that are like, they look like the big plates, but they're not.
Right.
And then you've got the real ones that are pretty heavy.
Yeah. It's like when Bugs Bunny lifts a barbell with balloons on the ends, kind of like that thing. That's my go-to move.
Yeah, I'm still on the training wheels weight. Like, I don't feel like nobody's looking over and going, wow, that dude's jacking some steel.
Oh yeah, sometimes I turn around, like look at the bar, I'm like, that's almost humiliating to know that people are watching me do this.
But yeah.
Did I tell the story of Thomas getting new training shoes on the podcast?
I don't think he did.
Mm-mm.
So I get up in the middle of the night to use the restroom. It's like 3 a.m. Don't notice that Thomas is not in the bed. So I get up and I open the bathroom door and the lights are on and he's standing in the middle of the bathroom with the phone like this close to his face.
Did you think he was sleepwalking?
And it's 3 a.m. and I was like, and he goes, come on in. I was like, what are you doing?
Like my thing, like if I had woke up in the middle of the night and I saw Megan in the bathroom doing what I was doing, I would have thought she was talking to another.
Yeah, she's cheating on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, Megan's like, he's not cheating.
Like, nobody's interested. Yeah.
And he goes, I'm buying shoes. And I'm like, the one thing we get for free is shoes.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't even want to know. I'm just going to use the restroom and I'm going to leave. And so I walk out and I get back in bed and he comes back out and he's like, look, they make me put on these shoes that someone else has worn at the gym and it's horrible. And he's like, I had to get these shoes and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh my gosh. So that's how he got his training shoes at 3 a.m. And I guess it wouldn't unlock the payment method without his face recognition.
Okay.
So he was holding it really close.
Well, no, here's what happened. I was in bed trying to do it, and it wasn't recognizing my face.
Right.
So I went in the bathroom, turned on the light to get the face recognition.
And so the idea here is that at our gym, they have shoes that you can use, like weightlifting shoes. You're very germophobic or whatever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, how much do I have to pay to take these home? Add them to my collection. And so you're like, I need a new pair of shoes. And you had a pair of
I had their
CrossFit shoes, which aren't
which they sent to us, which was very nice. And so I was like, at first I was like, I don't need weightlifting shoes. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing it, and they were making me take off my CrossFit shoes to put on weightlift shoes to do my squats because they want that platform.
Right.
So I was like, okay. And then I went to Robbie. I was like, hey, because you would say, hey, Tier will send us weightlifting shoes. I was like, don't worry about it first. But then I was like, okay, now they want us to do this. Yeah, I'll take some shoes.
Right.
And then I was talking to Robbie. I was like,
it just got pushed back a little bit.
So I was
Christmas
like,
and stuff.
screw it. I'll just buy a pair. So I went online and I ended up buying a pair.
What's the pair,
Tier,
by the way?
Do you remember? L1s or something?
Tier, like L1 lifting shoes.
Yeah. And I got them. And here's the thing. We run in running shoes. So a lot of times when we talk about shoe size, you got to go up a half size so that you can get the right fit in running shoes. But I knew that I'd want, for weightlifting shoes, I'd just want my regular size. Mm-hmm. So I ended up buying a size pair of 10s, and they fit perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't shoes that you walk around in.
Right. Strictly for weightlifting.
Like I keep carrying
They're not cute, by the way.
I carry them in a book bag.
Well, he must have been inspired by your movie choices because Thomas has like the reggaeton version, the Bob Marley version.
I'm just saying they look. None of them look good. Right? Yeah, those are not cute.
That's the Jamaican flag version, right?
And why does it look like they have Velcro straps?
They do.
Yeah, it's like a little kid's shoe.
It's supposed to hold you. No, it has laces and Velcro straps.
Okay.
So what it's doing is trying to hold your foot completely still over a platform. And it's not a cushy platform. It is hard.
Yeah, I know. They look very uncomfortable, and you stomp around. It sounds like an elephant's walking through the house.
When have I worn them in the house?
The other day when you left something upstairs, and you're like clonk, 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 clonk.
But you don't wear them
I
to
don't.
the gym.
No,
right?
I throw them in a backpack and
Yeah.
put
That
them
was
on.
just-
Maybe it was your other ones.
That
then.
was just the Alpha Fly.
Oh, no, that was probably the CrossFit ones.
Oh.
Okay. But I like them. I think they're great. I don't know how to review a lifting shoe, but to me, it feels good.
To me, it feels great.
I think these shoes, too, they have like the rounded toe box.
That's what our lifter, Emily, noticed about them was that they have like a wide toe box.
Which probably seems like a good thing for lifting, I would
You
imagine.
get that toe splay when you're coming up. But the main thing is, like, I feel like it's almost like having pillars underneath your feet. Like, I feel so stable.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're lifting heavy weight in a squat,
Yeah, like 25 pounds, dude.
Yeah.
You need it.
you need that extra. Yeah.
When you're lifting just the bar. In my case. Anyways, we can probably move on from weightlifting.
All right, let's talk about running shoes
Meg
because we've got a pair
Meg
here.
literally fell asleep. Right
Robbie
there.
said the 45-pound bar, right?
Yeah. I
We
think
up from the, what was the other one?
the 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting stronger.
Yeah.
The gains are happening.
All right, so we have been running in the Hoka Bondi 9, which when this podcast comes out, it will have officially launched on January 15th.
Paul is dead.
Paul is dead. Number 9. I got you, dude.
Thank you.
White album. Yeah.
And the big updates, I think, on this guy are that they're now using a supercritical EVA, which is lighter than the previous one. But it's still, and I think there's a couple more millimeters underfoot, but it is
2 more millimeters.
a couple is usually 2.
Baker's dozen.
But it really truly feels like a Bondi. Like, it does not feel like a departure from the Bondi. It's your max stack. It's your plush, easy running day shoe.
All right. And I do, when people want the Bondi, they want that comfort. This has that all around from the upper down to the midsole. I really like the arch support in it. It comes up nicely. People who want the Bondi for not running, I think are going to like it even more than even the people who are just running from one to the other.
I wore it for all of my travel this weekend, and it's lovely. I mean, just walking around in it, and like, it's so comfortable.
That's what I was trying to say is like, you see a lot of people wearing Bondis who aren't runners.
Yeah.
They're going to like this just as much as, and maybe more than the last one.
I do think the runners will enjoy it too, though. Like, I feel like the updates are good. I think I was expecting them to be more substantial because it's been such a long time since we've seen the Bondi. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I guess, why ruin a good thing? Most people love the Bondi.
I would go there. You have the Skyward X that can do kind of new things. You have other shoes that can do new things. This is kind of like a staple. And I would almost equate it to like ASICS having the Nimbus and the Kayano and that kind of stuff. You're not going to want to mess with the Clifton and the Bondi too much.
Yeah.
But you definitely like the rocker feel
Is nice.
is there. It's 5 millimeter drop, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, what shoe would you compare it to the most?
I mean, I think this is kind of like a More V5.
That's where I was
It's not quite as squishy as the More V5.
The More V5's softer than this.
Yeah.
But the feeling of the foam is similar, the compression and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I do know the price point went up $5, so it's $170 now.
Oh, wow.
But you get a ton of shoe. The rubber coverage is pretty decent, so I think you will
solid.
get.
I feel like Hoka's.
I thought this was 170.
That's what I just
you
said.
I thought it was 160 before. It was
165.
Okay.
I feel like. All right, maybe this is just me, but I feel like Hoka's prices are a little bit above market.
A little premium.
Yeah, like compared to when you compare the shoes in Hoka's range to the comparable shoes, it seems like they're all $10 more. Mach X2 is $190, I think, this year. again, Skyward X 225, CLO 275. It's all like a little up there.
I mean, I think though, if you
Not
compare
saying
them,
it's not justified,
if you
but-
compare them to On's pricing, is it similar?
On it, here's the thing. On isn't actually as much as when they came out, they were, but they kind of like
Leveled out?
they're leveled out to where they're pretty comparable to the.
Do you think they don't have to put as much engineering into the like now the cloud tech?
Yeah, now they don't
It's
have
kinda
to
good.
Cloud deck?
glue pieces of rubber to every.
Yeah.
Well,
to a
my thought
speedboard.
was that I think, especially in the non-running world, I think Hoka and On are kind of like the casual lifestyle shoe. So I'm wondering if it's like a staying in competition price-wise with an
But
On.
the Cloud Runner, that was on our list of best shoes for under $150.
Okay.
It was like, that's cheaper than
And-
the Cliff, whatever the comparable.
Right, we said the Ring-Con, but we don't like necessarily what's happened with that
The
shoe.
ring, I wonder if that's the end of that shoe.
I think it might be.
Yeah. But, yeah, because that was like not a great version of a budget shoe for.
One
Hoka.
nice thing about this one, to go back to the Bondi, is I like the way you sit down into the
Yeah.
midsole so that you get that kind of like guidance and feel in there.
Yeah, the step-in feels really nice, and there's tons of padding. Like,
I saw that Hella Good.
yeah,
He got an all white pair, which I was like, Megan would have died for that.
Jealous.
Yeah.
The only thing is, his has like a dark blue Hoka logo on the side, so it's all white with a very standout Hoka logo. And I know that you would like a off white
yeah,
cream,
that's all right.
but
I mean, I don't dislike the colorway I have. It's like a teal-y blue color, and you got this same colorway, right? That
Yeah.
we're holding, this blue one. And yeah, so I guess this is probably a good time to tell everyone that if you didn't know, we will be in Miami for the marathon weekend. So we're coming in on Friday. We'll be hosting a shakeout run Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And it's starting and ending at a yacht.
our yacht.
Yeah.
Oh.
All of the location details and stuff will be out, and we'll put it in the notes when this podcast airs.
Yeah. And we're going to be giving away some cool stuff like Goodrs, some hats from Hoka, and then a few people
Yeah, we've
will
got
be
some-
getting a custom singlet.
Yeah, we have some
few?
custom singlets made. TBD how many we will have.
Okay.
It won't be hundreds, but it will be a good amount. And then, yeah, we're all going to race the half marathon on Sunday.
Dude, I'm jumping off that yacht. I don't even care. Like it's happening.
What if it's like in Baltimore Harbor? All
I
right.
mean, probably not in Baltimore Harbor, but it's not. That's the thing.
I'll jump with you.
All right.
And I'll bring the 360 that can get wet.
Yeah.
We're
Matter
also
of fact, if you ever saw the Bahama videos, that was all 360 where we're jumping off the
Okay.
boat down there.
Yeah.
You can get some good stuff.
I'm gonna go up to the bridge and just jump off like the bridge of the yacht and just jump.
Is that the bow or the stern?
It's like where where they do this stuff.
Anchors away.
They commandeer it.
wow, you guys got to work on your yacht terminology before we
No,
get down there.
that is like where the captain.
Do you think that we should
captain?
dress like I'm on a yacht or I'm on a boat, guys?
I mean, we
Pashmina?
should dress as something.
People
like-
that sit on yachts.
We could be Skipper and Gilligan,
Oh gosh.
and you could be Marianne, Meg, or Ginger, whichever.
What's
you
the
prefer.
Yeah, we could do that, or I guess what's the Step Brothers be good.
It wasn't Step Brothers Saturday Night Live. Oh, Step Brothers was good. Chewbacca masks.
Yeah.
I don't even care that mine's
Yeah.
not movie quality.
Oh, you're saying the Lonely Island? I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could do that too.
Speaking of boats, these style of shoes are like boats.
Yeah. Very wide platforms, good cruising.
Robbie's size. What happened? You got an 8 and you like a 7.5.
No, I think I got a 7.5, and I needed a 7.
No, I think you got an 8
Did I get an 8?
because they only had full sizes.
Oh, then that's probably makes
Let's
sense.
double check because we just requested the 7.5 for you.
No, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So I gave it to Ryan, our assistant editor, because
Who is a
he's
size
a
8?
half size higher
Larger.
than me, greater than me.
Yeah.
Um,
Robbie, is this your style of shoe? Do you like Max Cush?
no, I mean, it's not the end of the world or anything, but it's not what I'm reaching for.
It's for me.
It is definitely Megan's wheelhouse.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Has a shoe been too soft and too high stacked for you yet?
Like the Adidas, it wasn't too soft. It was just, the Prime X Strung too.
Wow, you're wearing that just as a shoe?
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm
trying to get some height?
New heights today.
Yeah. I tell you what, I've been running in the Brooks Glycerin 22. Carl, it's a pretty great shoe. It's a great daily trainer.
Better than the Glycerin Max?
I love it. It's just different.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's the same kind of feel, just in a lower stack.
Yeah.
Just a daily trainer. I'm like, I would choose this over the Nimbus.
Yeah.
Over it's just, yeah.
Look at Brooks coming in.
Honestly,
hot.
over a lot of shoes, I feel like it's a great daily trainer.
I would like to see other colors in it.
Yeah. The color we have is horrible.
Yeah, the release color. That's
black and blue.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost the reason
cute.
that I gave my bear to Carl.
It looked like my toes after the Berlin Marathon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Carl, you still have that photo?
Ew. No.
No, I
He asked-
Veto putting that in
He
there.
said he Venmoed me $5. I thought it was for the photos. It was just for beer, but so I sent him the wrong thing.
So for no reason, I'm like, why?
Oh, jeez.
Anytime someone Venmos you should just send them
The
foot
toe
photos.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I'd be like, oh, I thought that's what you wanted. What was this money for?
Yeah. Oh man, and then I'll just turn it into OnlyFans creator account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Spin that.
And if you're listening to this car right now, our Bondi review is already up on
Yeah.
the website and video review.
When does it come out though? Is it?
I think 115.
Oh,
right?
so it's out, or by the time this podcast comes out.
I hope that's not wrong. I think that's right.
Okay.
People who like the Bondi will love this Bondi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Bondi, but a little bit lighter, a little bit better.
A little bouncier.
All right.
All right. I think that does it for this week.
That is it.
All right.
Wraps it up.
All right, Lonely Island.
Hi, Ma.